Hello, cinema cultists. This is Justin Morales, the real king of cinema. Halloween is just a few days away. It's a holiday I take very seriously, and like many of you, I prepare for it throughout the month of October, doing what I love best, watching spooky movies. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about my top 5 personal favorite Halloween films to watch around this time of year. To be specific, these are my favorite films that are directly related to or are set on Halloween. Usually during the month of October, TV stations like Turner Classic Movies and AMC Network broadcast a bunch of the classic Universal horror films and 80s slashers. But unless they're set on Halloween, they don't fit the criteria. So let's get to it with number 5. Halloween Town. I remember when Disney Channel original movies first started being broadcast in the 90s. They were fun and cute low-budget movies made for little kids and tweens, and we as kids ate them up. However, no DCOM has stood the test of time quite like Halloween Town has. This whimsical little movie is about 3 children who follow their grandmother, a witch played by the late Debbie Reynolds, back to her home in Halloween Town, a magical place where witches, goblins, vampires, and many other creatures live in harmony away from the human world. My family and I recorded the movie the night that it first aired, and I watched it so many times, especially in October. It was followed by 3 sequels, the last of which I never got to see, but I didn't feel like the sequels are able to quite capture the spirit or production value of the first film. Obviously, I'm older than the demographic that the movie was made for now, and it definitely shows its age and budget, but it's become a household tradition to watch this movie every year before Halloween. Number 4. Hocus Pocus. Yet another Disney movie on my list. Hocus Pocus is a film that needs no introduction. The story of a group of kids and a talking cat who accidentally resurrect and do battle with 3 Salem witches on Halloween has become somewhat synonymous with the holiday. It was released 2 days after I was born in July of 1993. I have no clue whose bright idea it was to release a Halloween film in the middle of summer, but I believe it contributed to the film's mediocre performance in the box office. However, it quickly found a new life airing annually on the Disney Channel and has become an October staple. We loved it as kids, and now as adults, we could appreciate the raunchy humor that went way over our heads.
We desire children.
Hey, that may take me a couple of tries, but I don't think that'd be a problem.
Max likes her yabos. In fact, he loves them.
Are you a virgin?
Look, I'll get it tattooed on my forehead, okay?
Number 3. Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is the most recently released film on this list, but has very quickly become recognized as a horror classic. It's an anthology film that clearly takes inspiration from movies like Creepshow and Black Sabbath, and tells a story about a bunch of evil and supernatural things that occur in a seemingly normal suburb on Halloween night. It popularized the character of Sam, a cute but creepy impish trick-or-treater, who watches over the events of the town to ensure the holiday and its traditions are respected and upheld. It's got everything you want in a movie. It's funny, it's sad, it's scary, and it's sexy. Number 2. Night of the Demons. Night of the Demons was one of those tapes I'd see at the video store as a kid, and the cover would scare the shit out of me. It wasn't until I was in college though that I finally saw it, and has become one of my favorite horror films. The film is about a bunch of teenagers who break into an abandoned funeral home for a Halloween party. They foolishly hold a seance and one by one become possessed by demons. It's definitely very similar to The Evil Dead, but I think it has better production value. It's also got a cool animated opening credit sequence and a badass soundtrack. If you haven't already, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Now before I get to number 1, I just wanted to give an honorable mention to a fun, obscure Halloween movie that many of you may have never heard of. Haunted Ween. Haunted Ween is a fun independent slasher about a college fraternity who are trying to set up a haunted house attraction as a fundraiser, only to be hunted down by a maniac who had killed a girl in the house 20 years before. It's a really low-budget film shot in Tennessee and Kentucky, put together by mostly a team of amateurs. It's goofy and campy as hell, but the passion behind the project is very apparent, and there's some great gore effects. I would have loved to have had the film's writer and director W. Doug Robertson on the show to talk about his experiences working on this film, but unfortunately, according to his IMDb page, he passed away last year. It's a super rare movie to get a hold of, and I think even the DVD is out of print now, so if you have any way to access it, I highly recommend it. And now, number 1. The Halloween franchise. Anyone who knows me personally knows how important the Halloween series is to me as a horror buff. Michael Myers has become an icon not only of an entire genre, but of cinema and the Halloween season as a whole. He embodies the spirit of Halloween and does what he does to spread fear of evil and the boogeyman. Now, putting the whole series as number 1 may seem like a cop-out, but I like to marathon all the films in October. Obviously, the original John Carpenter directed film from 1978 is the best, with its creepy atmosphere, Carpenter's haunting minimalist score, and dark cinematography. It's highly debatable whether or not it could really be called the first slasher, but its success was definitely influential to the slasher craze of the 1980s. The series as a whole, though, has some high points and low points. Some of the sequels aren't that great, while others have become regarded as classics in their own right. I personally find something to like about pretty much all of them, maybe with the exception of Rob Zombie's second film. Maybe I should make a video ranking all of the Halloween films, but that'll have to wait for next Halloween. So this was my top 5. What are some of your favorite movies and TV specials to watch during the Halloween season? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe.
Trick or treat, motherfucker! It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horror-thon.